Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you are well. For the whole of the previous month, we have been learning about the Mayan kingdoms. How did you find it? Wasn't it interesting? Well, the Mayan kingdoms are in Central America, which is basically located on the other side of the globe. So let's learn something closer to home this month. Let's learn about China. The ancient Chinese had a long history with multiple dynasties at its helm. A dynasty is basically a long line of rulers coming from the same family. It is like your grandfather was a ruler, followed by your father, followed by you, then followed by your son, and then your grandson. Get it? Good. Anyway, this time we are talking about one specific and very special dynasty, the Tang dynasty. Why? Good question. Well, first, the Tang dynasty was founded around the same time as the Prophet ﷺ and his companions. Next, a shipwreck carrying artifacts from Tang dynasty was found off the Indonesian island of Belitung. Yes, Malaysia and Indonesia probably was involved in trade with the Tang dynasty. How exciting! Okay, so a little more information about the Tang dynasty. It started about 618 till about 907. One of the most successful emperors is Li Shimin, or better known as Emperor Taichung. You'll be learning more about him in this week's activity. Anyway, he was such an effective leader that even the people of Korea and Vietnam paid tribute to him. He also created a universal law code for all of China to follow. Not only that, he built a very long canal that linked the Yellow River in northern China with the Yangtze River in southern China. This improved trade and communication in and around China. How, you may ask? Well, a canal is like a highway road system, but on water, which allows boats and ships to move. And this canal was about 1,700 kilometers long. Now, not only was the business done by water, it was also done by land. The most important trade route at that time was called the Silk Road, which was a trade route stretching from China to India and the Middle East, and even some parts of Europe. And this road was protected by the Tang dynasty. Items such as cotton, silk, and porcelain were bought and sold along these routes. The merchants selling these items might be rich, but in the Tang dynasty, they are seen as belonging to the bottom of the social class. This is because the Tangs believe that these people became rich out of the hard work of others. Peasants are therefore more revered than these traders, and they can move up society by having an education and working in the government. Therefore, those working in the government and scholars hold one of the highest positions in Tang society. A lot of these people came from rich families who owned a lot of lands. They did not have to pay taxes and were given power by the emperor to help them rule the different places in China. One of the rulings to make sure that these places were safe was a curfew. A curfew is usually a ruling to make people stay at home for a specific time period. So for the Chinese living in the Tang dynasty, they had to return home after the sun sets or it has turned dark, sometime around 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. A lot of the rulings governing China was based on Confucian ideas. Emperor Li Shimin, or better known as Taichung, actually made sure that the scholars working in his government were Confucian scholars. Are you confused about Confucianism? Now, Confucianism was started by a man called, you guessed it, Confucius, who lived around the 6th to 5th BCE. He gave people ideas on how to live, how to conduct their everyday lives, sort of like a moral code of conduct. His ideas have shaped not only how men are to conduct themselves, but also their behavior towards women, the family, schools, and even government. You can learn more about him by watching the video in the link provided. Anyway, the Tang Dynasty has also brought a lot of scientific advancements that we still use today. Gunpowder was created by accident during the Tang period, when scientists were trying to make a potion which will make them live forever. The vaccine for smallpox was also created during the Tang period. There are a lot of interesting things that occurred during the Tang Dynasty. I'm excited for you to learn more. For now, do the activities assigned by Teacher Nashra and me to explore more about the Tang Dynasty. Goodbye!